Okay. I've been sitting on this video for a while, but since I've now seen a number of people that I have known for upwards of 3 decades post a slew of Israeli propaganda today in memoriam of October 7th after being silent for an entire year, I think I have some stuff to say about it now. 1 year in, and I think it's important to say out loud some truths. Some of those truths are, our oppressors speak Hebrew.
אתם מקשיבים? האם ניתן לעשות את המנוירה? מאוד מתחות, כי הרי בתרם אנחנו רואים שהם עשו מקשו זוב. האם מותר לעשות את זה בעוד מקרה?
וסורקים עכשיו את התא. יש עכשיו סורקים את התא, והחוץ האחרונה.
Our murderers wear kippahs. Our churches and our mosques, not our synagogues, our churches and our mosques are bombed. They are targeted by a Jewish military. And the tanks that run over our homes and our bodies and drag our bodies across our lands are branded with the Star of David. If saying these things out loud makes you uncomfortable, that is not on us. If any other demographic group of people or religiously affiliated group of people were to be doing the things that we are watching happen to Palestinians in the name of said religion, of the religiously affiliated people, that would be a part of every single major headline. That would be a focal point of every conversation. Because anti-Semitism has been so weaponized by white supremacy, people are uncomfortable acknowledging these things. But we are expected to just pretend like we're not watching the same things. And I say this because for as proud and as grateful as I am for my anti-Zionist Jewish brothers and sisters who are in this fight with us, we need to acknowledge that the Jewish community has a Zionism problem. Because on October 7th of 2023, and now still today, on October 7th of 2024, I am watching every single person who I knew that once identified as not anti-Zionist, but non-Zionist of the Jewish faith, has somehow reverted back to Zionist propaganda. That is a problem. That is a problem that we need to vocalize so that we can fix it. The same way that we were taught that being non-racist is different than being anti-racist, we need to get on board with acknowledging that being non-Zionist is very different from being anti-Zionist. Zionism is a cancer. It is a death cult that has leached itself onto the Jewish community. And because we have allowed this to continue for so long, and because we have been afraid to vocalize these truths, these are not inflammatory statements. These are truths. The people who are killing us are wrapping themselves in religious garb, are reading religious text, are wearing religious clothing. These are not inflammatory statements. This is all the truth. The propaganda has been allowed to continue, and in the continuation of the propaganda, so has the slaughter continued. Every synagogue I drive by has a hostage ribbon with a bring them home billboard, has an Israeli flag on their altar. 1 year in of watching the most horrific things that any of us have ever seen in our entire lifetime. What is worse than watching a headless baby? What is worse than that? What is worse than watching men be raped in prisons by dogs and with metal electric rods? What is worse than this? Of children's heads being the target of snipers that are a part of an arsenal of the world's most advanced weaponry. It is time that we have this conversation, and it is time that we face this issue head on. How is it that a year into this, we are still expected to show empathy for our oppressors' feelings, their self-induced feelings of fear, when they have nothing but apathy for our dismembered and evaporated bodies? Communal fear that is misplaced from the white world onto the Arab world, because the Arabs did not enact the Holocaust and are not the reason for anti-Semitism, are not on the same playing field as literal lives being stolen every day by the equivalent of nuclear bombs. They are not the same. They are not the same. They are not the same. There is a Zionism problem that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be addressed very clearly and very directly. And the longer that we wait to address this problem, and the less direct we are in addressing it, and the longer we wait to face this discomfort head on, the longer Palestinians will continue to die in the most horrific fucking ways we have ever seen. If this makes you uncomfortable, if this video makes you uncomfortable, that is on you to sit with that discomfort, not on me to unpack that for you, not on the Palestinian community who is dying to unpack that for you, or to make you feel better about the fact that the Jewish faith is being weaponized to mass murder us and nobody is saying anything about it, or that is entirely left out of the conversation. Because again, the longer that we don't address this, the longer it will be used and weaponized to continue killing us. And the longer that we collectively avoid talking about this and allow this to happen in the name of Judaism, the harder it will be to detach this from Jewish legacy. A legacy that should be remembered as one of survival of things like genocide, not enacting genocide.